Hello, welcome back to Wonderful Musings. I'm Dee Dee, your host. I'm an energy alchemist, sound bowl practitioner, and an intuitive. How are you this morning? Or at least it's morning here, because I'm still drinking my coffee. Numb. So it's been a couple days, but I wanted to touch base with you. Not sure what's going to pop out. Never know that for sure. But did want to reach out and say hello and see what messages may come through, either through here or through the Oracle cards. But I did want to share something. I've been, taken my own advice, and I've allowed myself the last couple of mornings to, right as I wake up, to just journal, to just conscious streaming. And that is fascinating. I don't know if I'm going to find, well, let me open a page. The trick is that is that when you're writing it, and it's, I need the glasses in order to actually see what I'm doing. So it's chicken scratches. So it's really sometimes very challenging to go back and be able to read it. But let me see if there's anything. Because I was asking, is there any message for me? I think this was yesterday's. It says and what came in is, the in-between state is progressing. You may feel like you are wandering, but you are not alone as you wander. Stay present in the moment. Scripts are being torn apart, not to be rewritten, but to allow for those feelings of, this is where I can't read. So scripts are being torn apart to be rewritten, but not really rewritten, because it's all free energy. You will be more comfortable in the new way of being, observing and responding when required. And that it says, life does not make sense. It no longer will make sense, as you would say. It's not linear, it's permeable, random, yet in the randomness there is great beauty and great freedom to create new, without set roles or scripting. Allow the flow, allow the play, and let loose the fear of being wrong, lose the fear of embarrassment and comparison to others. You are you, uniquely you. Do this. I encourage you, if you haven't, journal without thinking, without monitoring, just, as you are maybe writing down what your dreams were. And they don't have to make sense, just writing it down. It's from what I am gathering and whatever and everything. It's like just opening the channel. Once you start actually writing it down, you're letting your spirit team know, oh, okay, this is how we can communicate. This is another form. And I'm thinking, at least for me, it seems to be a very important form. So like this morning, there was something. Breathe, find your calm, for it is in that calm all answers come. All is shown to you. Yes, experience your beautiful feelings, including the frustration, as you release the aspects of your human personality that no longer serve you and your greater freedom. And anger is okay. It's a significant teaching. It's not just or true. Honor your feelings. Honor your anger, so you can act like a flame of purification when properly channeled. So this was about anger being can be useful in terms of it's like the serpent, the Kundalini. It's just one aspect of passion, and passion is life giving. Passion shows you where your energy is and where it is stuck. I like that. There was something else in here about rattling cages. Rather than the ego, let yourself seek solace in your sanctuary. Hold yourself close and do not be afraid of the rattles of the cage. The sound of the rattles getting louder is an indication that freedom is at hand, and the sound of the cage's lock rattling is the sign of unlocking freedom. What is the key? You are the key. As one lock rattles, other locks will follow suit. That is happening now. The trick is to recognize when the cage door has been released and to walk out that door into the greatest freedom you've ever experienced on earth, remembering who you are, your light being, star sister. Too many are still sitting in their cages, even though the doors have been unlocked. Sometimes rattling of the door is the key to recognizing that the chains that held you constrained have been removed. Seek not the comfort of the known, the habit of this is always what's been. Seek the expanse of the not yet known. It's not unknown, it's just not yet known to you. All will be known to you as you need it. Trust in this. You may need to keep rattling in order to know where you are still stuck and locked in. But the chains are no longer as tight as they were. And actually, the rattling can allow you to break free. Remember to step out now. Step into the even greater light. I don't know. I'm a little vulnerable sharing that because that's just conscious streaming that was coming in. Maybe you got something out of it, maybe not, but I encourage you to obtain your information. That the journaling is very powerful, and again, you can use the your notes on the phone. You can speak into it as well. I just don't have my phone with me when I'm sleeping. I leave it in another room so that I'm not tempted to doom scroll or something like that. I just don't like having that energy around me, the electromagnetic field. But make sure when you do that, you set an intention and you claim your sovereignty in terms of knowing you are a being of higher light and commanding that only that which is of the highest and pure light and information come forward, and that if any negativity or lower vibrations present themselves, that they be cast off into the light and that they are dissolved before they even reach your energy. That is how sovereign you are. And it is important for all of us to recognize and own our sovereignty, our spiritual being from the highest of highs, and shine our light bright. I've said it so many times before in all the other videos, but it is extraordinarily important to be discerning. get your own information. Yeah, it's very wonderful, again, to see what other people are receiving in terms of their information and what they get. It can be very validating. It can be very eye-opening. But you are the ultimate determinant of what is appropriate and right for you and your highest good. And always put up your protection. Always resort to the feeling. How does this resonate inside of me? If it instills fear or anxiety, a little, it's not yours. Perhaps not of a higher vibration. Let it go. Yeah. There was something else that was popping in. I don't know if it's important. It will come back, I'm sure. But again, be your own guru. There are no gurus anymore. Maybe some spiritual teachers, but not really. We're all learning how to connect. We're all learning how to trust our intuition, to trust from the highest of highs. It's a process, and we all learn in different ways. And I know I've stated it before that there are some on YouTube videos, who I was resonating with, who I'm not right now. Just kind of, it's just like an ebb and flow. Be discerning. I was chatting with my dear friend Sabrina yesterday, who was doing some Reiki work with me. Thank you, Sabrina. And we were talking about how sometimes initially, we make somebody who is saying something, and it may just be that our energy wasn't ready yet for that information, and that's fine. Because I was sharing that there was one person that initially watched. I went, oh heavens, this is really odd, but I continued to watch, and because something about this person seemed very genuine and very authentic. I was like, oh, okay, I like that. And again, this person is always saying, get your own information. Don't become dependent on someone else to get the information and do the work for you, because that's just not going to happen. You have to do the work. Yes, there are people around us to support us and to build us up, and we can bounce ideas off of. That helps us light all get the brain synapses working in different ways. That's awesome. But you are the ultimate source, you and your divine spirit team. And I'm also really focusing on using the sense of wonder, curiosity and wonder, replacing fear. I was reading this morning is fear stems when we don't understand something. And when we don't understand something, then it can lead to hate. If we don't understand, we can just hate. Well, just bypass that. If fear or hate shows up for you, then you've been triggered. There's some awakening that needs to take place inside. So take a look at it. That's the shadow work. That's shadow work. That's where we are ridding ourselves of all these limiting beliefs, all these restrictions. We are rattling our own cage to be free. Yeah, I was the image of, well, can you really rattle someone else's cage? Yeah, and invariably, I suppose we do. As we're rattling our own cage, we rattle somebody else's. But think of rattling the cage. What was coming in this morning when I was journaling, rattling the cage is a good thing. It is breaking the stagnant energy. It is breaking you free from these chains of your sense of identity that no longer serves you, that's too restrictive, that is not as great and powerful as you really, truly, authentically are. So continue to rattle your cage and, periodically double check, see if maybe that door is already open. Oh yeah, I can be free. And then create a sanctuary for yourself where you can always come back in, but it's not a cage. Okay, well, I'm not exactly positive where that all came from, but that's what came in this morning. Hopefully that is of some assistance to you. If it is, wonderful, and if it isn't, just discard it. It's all right, because we're all on different paths. We're all doing different things, but ultimately seeking to raise our vibration and be the very highest, best that we can be for right here, right now. So let me see if, okay, somebody, well, the Starseed Oracle just spoke to me. So let's see if there is any guidance that wants to come forward. My spirit team, again, as always, for the highest and greatest good of all concerned, regardless of what time when you are watching this, if it resonates. This is the Starseed Oracle, Rebecca Campbell, delightful woman. Any messages, obviously for entertainment, spiritual purposes. Any further messaging to assist us as we move into this Memorial Day weekend? May we be filled with peace and a cessation of the war instinct. Okay, well, let's see. 2 popped up. Hopefully we have time for both of them. Yes. Oh, these are beautiful. Okay. First one that popped in is Earthed. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. See if you can see that. That's rattling our cage. That's learning, that's being the neutral observer, that's having the compassionate detachment where we're in the world, as in we are in the vibration of Earth and everyone else, but we are not attached. We are not succumbing to the energies. We are sovereign beings of light here to help Gaia lift the vibration so that we are the beacons of light, but not trapped in the 3D illusion of the war energy, of the separateness. That is lovely. Let me see. Earth pulsing, earthed. This is the challenge for all souls having human experience is to be in the world, but not of it. To realize that they are souls having a human experience and be fully conscious of it, and to have their soul fully embody their body. Personalities tend to relate to either transcendence or immanence. Those who lean towards transcendence have a longing for the heavens and the metaphysical. They yearn for a personal experience with God and to be lost in the heavens. They're envious of the angels and are more comfortable praying and hanging out in the stars than on earth. And those who tend toward imminence have attached themselves more to the earth and their body. They spend more time thinking about things in the physical world rather than connecting with the heavens or their own mystical inner worlds. Being a fully embodied soul, having a human experience, means finding that balance between transcendence and immanence. Being in the world, but not of it. Most starseeds are drawn towards transcendence, and they're more comfortable with the angels than the heavens. Life on earth can be more difficult. And if this is you, you're being reminded that you chose to be a soul in a body on earth, and you are being called to focus more of your energies in the physical world. So to learn how to be human, a soul in a human body, fully present to what life on earth has to offer you. How can you find greater balance between the two? Yeah, I think we had touched on that even before in another video, how the old way of spirituality, old meaning like when I was in my 20s, was we were just like, oh, floaty, 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 glassy eyes gazed up to the heavens and not grounded at all. Whereas spirituality, our spiritual path now really is more of one of balance, of hello, you must get grounded. And yes, you still reach for the stars, you still reach for the heavens, but you have to have this firm foundation of being with Mother Earth, of Gaia. So how are you balancing the two? I love this one. Fall into my arms. Surrender. Holding the opposites and the extremes of life. Oh, how beautiful is that? And it is, it's really in connection of the as above, so below. If you regard those as opposites, transcendence versus imminence, surrendering. Surrendering to both. Surrendering to the divine, surrendering to the spiritual path, surrendering to who you truly are. It's not retreat, surrender, waving the white flag. It is a sacred surrender into spirit, into a knowing that you are greater. The great I am of who you are. Your soul is far greater than you know. And to surrender to that knowing that we are divine beings. Wow. Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath. She'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be excruciating when your soul remembers the oneness of Source. But at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. So often we see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that we're being rewarded. And when things go bad, well, then perhaps we've done something wrong or we're being punished. However, we're all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do exactly that. You're being invited to welcome the highs and the lows of the human experience, and to let them initiate you more fully into life. Agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. The Great Mother wants you to hand over your loneliness, your worries, your hurt, your sorrow, fears, your burdens and doubts, to lay them on her altar, to fall fully into her arms, to remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more truthfully you can say, I've truly lived. It says, I'm ready to embrace the extremes of my life, and I lay all that I'm carrying onto the Great Mother's altar and fall completely into her arms. And aren't we experiencing the extremes right now on the planet? In the United States especially, but globally. Allow yourself to flow. The highs and the lows, just ride. Honor your feelings, allow them to be expressed, and then release them. Lay them on the altar of the Great Mother. We're here having a human experience, and sometimes it is not easy at all. We're rattling our own cage towards our freedom, towards our sovereignty, and of raising the consciousness on this planet. Not easy. And the words that are coming in right now is preparedness. Energetic preparedness, meaning take that time, take your sacred time for your spiritual practice, whatever that looks like. You know, getting outside, hugging that tree, grounding, earthing, meditating, singing bowls, sing, dance, garden, whatever brings you back to this sacred, sovereign place of calm. We're building your muscle, and that is what we're doing. We're building this muscle so it becomes easier to come back into this place. Because things are still, at least astrologically speaking, whether it's true or not, I don't know. June is supposed to be like a whoa, and towards the end of May. So again, not to plant that in there, and not to plant any kind of fear, because it's not fearful. Yet prepare yourself energetically so that you always have this sacred space to come back to feel the comfort and security of Mother Earth, to know that your spirit team, the benevolent beings, are all around you, walking this path with you. You are not alone. Open yourself up to the wonder. I wonder. I am curious. I am fully alive, aligned with the highest and greatest good. All right. I think I'm going to call that a video. Please, if you've liked this video or you like my videos, please remember to like it and subscribe and to share. Most importantly, use what works for you, discard the rest. Trust your inner self, trust your instincts. Keep breathing, centered, connecting with your highest self, knowing you are fully protected and you are guided and you are loved more than you can possibly imagine. All right, my dears, much love. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sure I will chat with you later. And blessings be. Namaste.